there, fans. Welcome to another episode of Boozin with Jude. Today, what are we going to make? Pimms. James Pimms. Pimms cocktail, the quintessential summer in a glass English drink. I'm going to dedicate this episode of Pimms to my friend Pamela Canavacci. You got to say Canavacci and move your hand. Canavacci. Jude, that sounds like an Italian surname, but Pam's not an Italian name, is it? No, it's not. Let me tell you how Pam told us that she got her name. Her father was a big fan of the show Dallas, remember? The Ewing family. And Pam was Bobby's wife, Pam Ewing. Thus we have Pamela Canavacci, or Pam, as we would say in America. So this is dedicated to Pam. Why, Jude? If Pimms is an English drink, why would you dedicate it to an Italian woman? And she's from Rome. She's a real Romana. Right, Stella? Ciao. All right, so let me tell you why I'm dedicating this to Pam. And then I will show you how to make it. So back when I was living in London, Pam was working for our organization in Rome, and she came to visit us on a business trip. And I thought I'd do something nice and throw like a little party, invite our colleagues, and make some English things. And the drink was the Pimms cocktail, the Pimms cup. And Pam really enjoyed that. She said, I like this drink, because you know what? She should like it. It's good. It's a yummy drink. So Pam goes back to her little home in Rome, and I was going to get ready to come visit in Italy, and I contacted Pam and I said, Paola Canavacci, can I bring you anything from England? And she said, yes, Jude, I'd like some Pimps. Excuse me, Pam? Can you bring me some Pimps? Pam, are you thinking of starting a prostitution business in Rome? No, Pimps, that drink. Ah, you would like me to bring you some Pimms. So Pam's English is stellar, but sometimes, she gets things mixed up like Pimms and Pimps. Not at all the same thing, just saying. So let's talk about Pimms. First of all, Jude, what's in it? It's kind of a brownish reddish color. Yes, it is. Another big secret. These drink makers like to keep their secrets. This was created by a man named Pimms, James Pimms, in about 1823, if I remember the date correctly. And he had an oyster bar in the city of London, near where the Bank of England is now. And so with his oyster bar, he created these Pimms. This is Pimms #1, which is the most famous and the one pretty much that stayed in production. There were Pimms all the way through #6. And I think the only other one you might be able to find now is #3 at Christmas time during winter. I think it's made with brandy. This is gin-based. So all of his Pimms were based with a different liquor. This is a gin-based cocktail. It's 25%, so it's not gin. Remember, it has to be 40% alcohol by volume to be gin. So it's a mixer. It's a lovely drink. We know that there's gin in it. We know that there's like a caramelized orange in it. And then all we know are there are other botanicals and secret herbs. And again, it was medicinal. Guess what? If it wasn't for medicinal things, if we never got sick, we'd never have alcohol. Imagine that. So James Pimms, his drink became quite famous. And then by the 50s, 1850s that is, it became mass produced because the English liked it so very much. And James sold his oyster bar, and there were like a whole chain of oyster bars because for some reason they thought the Pimms cup with fruit and stuff goes with oysters. Quite frankly, I can't see it. But there you go. So it was a mass-produced drink in England. And it started dying out, though. It was not as popular in like the mid-1900s, but it saw popularity again in the 70s. And guess what? It is one of the 2 official drinks now of Wimbledon. The other being, of course, champagne. Because you have to be either really English or really classy to be hanging out at Wimbledon, which is why, of course, I never went. That and I can't stand tennis. but it's an official drink there, and quite frankly, it's the official drink of summer in England. And when summer hits there, which is for about 2 or 3 days, maybe in June or July, one never knows, people are all out and they go to these outside terrace bars with their jugs of Pimms. You normally make them in pitchers or jugs, as they say. I'm just going to make one for you today, but I used to tell my students, they would come to London, they all had one thing in common when they came to study abroad. They were not legal to drink before they left, and they were legal to drink when they got there, because the age is 18. Did they drink? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But what did they drink? They loved this big 3-liter plastic bottle of something called Frosty Jack. Now, I'm not telling you much more about it except that it masquerades as cider. It tastes like radiator fluid, and it's cheap. And it's a really cheap drunk, which is what most people at the age of 19 or 20 who aren't legal to drink here want. They want it cheap, and they want it in big quantities. Do they care what it tastes like? Unfortunately not. They need to watch my show. So I would tell them, look, if you're gonna drink, like you're not, get something and do something cultural. And I would tell them that Pimms is cultural. And so at our opening pub dinner, they would all be drinking Pimms, which pleased me greatly. All right, so Pimms, number 1, let's tell you how to make it. It's pretty easy, but there's a little catch. So basically, 1 part Pimms, 3 parts lemonade and some fruit. When I say lemonade, let's be careful. What the English or what the British call lemonade is a sparkling lemon drink or lemon lime drink. I would always use, here in the United States, because that doesn't really compute, I would use San Pellegrino. Hey, Pamela, San Pellegrino has a lemon drink. It's really lovely and refreshing. So I would use that because you need the fizz, you want the sparkle. Our lemonade is like what they call squash. So we make lemonade fresh or whatever, frozen. It doesn't have the sparkle. There's it. So you can use Sprite or 7-Up, lemon lime soda. You can use ginger ale. I'm going to use Fever Tree's ginger beer. What's the difference between ginger beer and ginger ale? Well, there is one. Actually, it's not as sparkling, which is unfortunate, but it's still really good. It's a little bit spicier. It's much more gingery. If you like ginger, it works really well with the Pimms. But the English would put lemonade in there. We would put a lemon lime soda or a ginger ale. Okay? So what we're going to do, what do we always do with our glass? It's on ice. Since we're not making a jug, we're going to fill it up because, as I tell you, you don't want a watery drink at the end. So the more ice you put in it, the less water you have at the end, because it keeps the drink cold, it keeps the ice cold, it keeps the glass cold, and the ice doesn't melt as fast. There we go. Now, here's the key. What goes in it? Here's some of the fruits that we put in it. How are we going to do this? Let's do that. There. So we have mint goes in there. Mint is a thing. Cucumbers, strawberry, lemon, lime, and orange. Okay. Of all of those, you don't have to have all of them. You always see cucumber in it. You almost always see mint in it. And orange makes sense. But, use what fruits you have, but those are the ones that you see in it. So we're going to put a little bit of mint in there and use my little long stirrer to get that down. I probably could have muddled that. I didn't think about it because, I've never done that before, but it might make sense to muddle it a little bit at the bottom just because that kind of pulls that mint out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to measure it for you folks out there. My double shot is currently in the dishwasher. I can't imagine why. Who's been using all my alcohol stuff? So we're going to do 2 shots. Oh, Jude, I spilled. It's okay. It's my table, so who cares, right? Just me. Maxie, don't lick any of that up if it falls over. Okay, so we've got our double shot. So 1 part, we'll call it 2 ounces, 2 ounces of Pimms. And then we're going to fill most of the rest of it up with our sparkling. For me today, it's sparkling ginger beer. Okay, so we'll do this. Look at Pamela, I'm making a Pimps cocktail. Now I'm gonna leave some room because in goes the fruit. So we'll throw a strawberry in there. We'll throw an orange in there. We'll throw a lemon in there. We're going to throw 2 cucumbers in there. Jude, how do you even drink it? Trust me, it's great. Let's throw lime. Let's use our spoon and hope we can get some of this down there and stir it. There you go. You want to make it a nice color because in the bottle it's kind of brownish, but it's got a red tint or an orange tint to it, so it's nice because, you know, who wants to drink something that, you know, if I explained it to you and I said it's brown, you'd be like, well, that's kind of disgusting. Just for fun, not like I'm in a bar or anything, but we'll garnish it with a strawberry. Ladies and gentlemen, summer in a glass. The quintessential English summer drink, Pimm's Cup. Pimm's #1. Pamela, enjoy your Pimps. Salute. Oh, yeah, that is summer. Folks, go out, do yourself a favor, and remember, real men drink it too. In England, you'll see all sorts of guys drinking this. It's not a chick's drink just because it has, wow, did I say chicks? Sorry. Oh, women's drink, just because it has fruit in it. It's refreshing. It's got gin in it. It is yummy. So we'll see you next time. I think it's time to turn my eyes towards vodka. I haven't made any vodka drinks, so maybe a lemon drop or a Cosmo or something like that. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Take care, y'all.